Hi, welcome to Wealthy Woman Lawyer. I'm Davina Frederick, and today I want to talk about hiring and your reluctance to hire someone new to join your team, whether that is a staff person, a paralegal, or an associate attorney, and what really may be going on that may be holding you back from expanding your business by hiring the right person. So, here are some of the reasons that I often hear women law firm owners tell me when they discuss their fear of hiring. Number one reason I hear is that I'm worried about the money, that I won't have the money to pay them. Business is good right now, but is it going to continue being good? And can I afford to pay them? And I challenge you to when you if this is a fear of yours, if this is what you say when somebody asks you about hiring or recommends to you that it's time to hire somebody so you can expand your business, or maybe you know in your gut that you really need to hire somebody, but this fear of is holding you back. I I I ask you to challenge yourself on that fear and say, what is this really about? Is this that I don't have the knowledge and information about how to bill that person's time correctly so that they are paying for themselves and making me more money? Is it that I'm locked into control and I feel like I need to control every aspect of my business? And if I invite another high level team member in, that I'm somehow going to lose control of every aspect of my business, and I'm going to have to trust other people, and I have trust issues. The other question that a lot of people ask me is they say, well, I don't want to be responsible for another person and another person's salary. This kind of ties back into the same sort of money situation where you don't want to be responsible for somebody else's career and making sure that you have come up with money to pay them. So, same kinds of questions apply there. Is that um, are to really challenge yourself and say, how badly do I really want what I say that I want? If I say that I want to grow and scale my practice and reach a certain financial goal in my practice, $1 million or $5 million, think about what you're getting in exchange for that, and what you're going to have to give up in exchange for that. So, is it? Uh, I hate to use the term realistic because I think realistic is we create our own reality, but can you create $1 million law practice without a team to support you, without having other attorneys or paralegals or staff people other than just you and one paralegal, or two paralegals, or a paralegal and a legal assistant? Can you create $1 million law practice? Is that reasonable? If you're the only attorney in the practice, is it reasonable to expect that you will have the time and money freedom that you need to leave your office and go on vacations for a week or 2 weeks? Is it realistic that you'll take a month off if in the summer to be with your kids if you are the only attorney in the office? What would that look like? Is that possible? Or do you really want to have someone to help you that you can rely on to be there? And maybe what you need to do is dig a little deeper and say, what is this really about? Is this a control issue? Is it a trust issue? Is it a fear issue because I don't really know how to hire an attorney and I don't want to look foolish? So really examine that and think that through. Another um, thought process that I see that really holds women law firm owners back from hiring when they really, really need to hire, and they say that they want to hire, but then they don't do it for a long period of time, is that maybe they've had a track record of bad hires. So you've had, maybe you hired a bookkeeper and she turned out to be really bad and you should have just done it yourself. Or maybe you had a legal assistant who was, you felt taking advantage of you. And so you're scared to hire an office staff person again. Maybe you had a paralegal that wasn't as good as you thought she was, and you felt taken advantage of. Maybe you've hired an attorney who left you and went and started their own practice after a couple of years, and you feel cheated because you invested in their training and then they turn around and went off and started their own practice, right? So these are some situations that come up, that are going to come up in business. There is no business owner out there that hasn't had, if you have been in business for any length of time, that you haven't had an experience where you've maybe made a bad hire, or maybe you made a good hire, but then they left you because, their spouse moved away and they went to be with their spouse, and you just feel rejected. You felt rejected by it. Whatever internal issues are going on, I encourage you to examine those and ask yourself, what's really going on if I refuse to hire somebody because I made a couple of bad decisions, or I made good decisions that turned out different than what I thought that they were going to, and I didn't make them right for me. I I I recommend that you think about, do I want this business to grow and scale and have this business for 10 years or 12 years or 20 years or 30 years? If I have a business for 20 or 30 years, do I really expect that I'm going to hire employees that are going to stick with me for 20 to 30 years? Or is it more reasonable to expect that some people are going to come and go, that you're going to have attrition, and maybe they come and go because of something that they didn't like in your business? Maybe they come and go because you didn't like something about them, or maybe they come and go because life just happens, and they want to go home and start a family, and they need a different kind of job for that. There's all kinds of things that will happen as you're growing your business, and there is something to be said for getting comfortable being uncomfortable, because as you change and grow, you're going to have different needs, and your employees are going to have different needs, and your business is going to evolve. And some people who are around you right now that you really love and you feel like they're family in your business, you're going to find as you grow and elevate, and as you raise your vibration, that they may no longer be a fit for you in your business. And who are you going to trust? Are you going to trust yourself and your inner being, or are you going to um, decide that you can't trust yourself to make the right decisions, and so you might as well just throw up your hands and give it up, right? What is the alternative to not getting back out there and trying it again? I mean, it's kind of like dating. If you're dating and this guy turns out to be a dog, or this, woman turns out to be a loser, then are you just going to give up dating altogether? Are you going to give up any chance of love and having a relationship that you want, or are you going to try to keep going for the gold, right? So here are some things I want you to think about. I want you to think about these ideas that I presented to you, and open your mind and maybe shift your perspective a little bit, and that may release some of that fear that you have around hiring and expanding. If you have any other questions, or maybe thoughts about why you may not be hiring and what your fear is really about, please leave them in the comments, or you can send me a private message if you'd rather not make a comment. If you like this video, please, as always, leave me a heart or a like, or reach out to me and let me know somehow. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, give me a thumbs up or a like, make a comment. I read them. I read every one. So I thank you so much for being here. And I'm Davina Frederick, and this is Wealthy Woman Lawyer. It is my mission to ensure that all women lawyers have an opportunity to become wealthy women lawyers, if that is what they truly desire.